This episode is brought to you by the RVA Podcast Network. Find more information at rvapodcast.org.
Season 3 of The Pass is here. I know it's long overdue. We have a new intro. We still got the same content. Well, actually, it's a little bit of new content because there's new things going on in 2019. So buckle up. We got a lot of things to talk about on The Pass. What is up? What's going on? Episode 261 of The Pass is here. I'm your host, BT. We're not going to waste any time. No fluff and bluff here. I got a special guest on. He doesn't know my tradition, but this is going to be a fun tradition. I let my guests introduce themselves. So I'm going to let him let his shots off, and whatever he leaves out, I'll follow up with.
All right. My name's Juno. I'm one half of the Grill Brothers, along with my brother Robert Crenshaw. I know y'all may not heard of us. Just two chefs trying to make it out here in the world. We also working with the Kitchen Bullies. That's my man James Signor and my man Travis King. Shout out to them. Wish we all could be here. Hopefully one day we can all get together and do this again. Yeah,
do a group pod. That would be the one. That would be the shot that I would definitely shoot for down the pipe. But yeah, I was like, I happened to run into you at my place of employment, which I don't mention on my podcast, but for sake of discussion, I ran into you there, and we happened to kind of say, all right, let's do the show. So I told him beforehand, as people call it, quote unquote, pre-production, that a lot of the questions are going to be more improv. And before I continue, I do like to at least give you a little bit of a applause. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the show. Normally I would be petty and do the whole Windows, startup, but we're not there yet. Like, I just want you to kind of get comfortable, a little relaxed. So, but normally my podcasts I have a list and I have questions, and I just sit here and just kind of run off through the list. And about a certain point, it's like, okay, these are like the generic questions. This show is going to be more organic and going to be more relaxing. And it's just kind of that whole subtle, just having fun, just talking breeze about what you do as a business, who you are when you're not cooking, just your lifestyle and your routine. So, yeah, but them controllers get up, it's a whole different ball game. So we can talk about that. I know you, like I said, I know the script. So, mainly, like I say, so you did mention you're part of one half of the Grill Brothers, the Grill Bros. Let me make sure. Grill Brothers. How long have y'all been cooking?
Honestly, like, a lot of people don't know the Grill Brothers kind of started years ago, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
One day we was just at my house back when I was living on the Chamber, I'm going to say like 8 years ago.
Right.
8 to 10 years ago. And I was just grilling, and we made up this sauce called the Nitty Gritty. It was like a bunch of stuff we threw together. It was like, wow, that's pretty good.
Okay.
But seriously, we just about a year now, honestly. Yeah, about like a year ago, I wasn't in.
Okay.
I moved in with my brother Robert after my untimely dismissal from another job.
Okay.
And our cousin, Kiki, she kept bringing over food, and we just was cooking it, just playing around with it, taking pictures. And we started making a little bit of buzz, and we started taking it serious.
Okay.
My man Rich Green, he made up our logo, and we've been rolling since.
Okay. I did, and I believe I met Rich a couple of months ago, hanging out. I think we kind of had an improv where they was going to Don't Look Back. So I did meet him, and I know he's in his craft, so shout out to the designers. The content creators, as I call them.
It was our shooter. He took our first pictures of our food. Like, he's been helping us get out there as well. Like, a lot of great supporters, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm going to ask this because like I said, this is that fun question, because it's like always something that you think about but not think about. How afraid were you to get the business off the ground?
Oh, terrified.
Okay.
In all honesty. I'm still terrified.
Right.
Especially with the industry we're in. You know, it's examined, it's scrutinized, that's even a word, but people have a certain taste.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and most like restaurants and things like that, they fail within like the first year. So it's like a leap of faith in all honesty.
Right. You're gonna be humble. I'm not. There was a group of folks that you all did cook for that were part of a movie. You want to talk about that? Because you're gonna be humble. I'm not. I told you. I did my research and I've been doing good because I told you there are no and I'll take a picture of the table before we get a chance. You will see there are no questions. There are no. And he sees it. I'm just hitting him with questions to make him really look at the bag.
So we were fortunate enough to be a part of the movie Harriet. It's coming out November the 6th. We had the opportunity to cater for the cast and crew.
Okay.
You know, Janelle Monáe, the rest of the actors.
I'm sorry. He wants to be modest. Janelle Monáe, as in the artist, the performer, that was part of Bad Boy. Like you. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Okay. Just want to make sure that just continue.
I appreciate my cousin Norman Washington for hooking it up as well. They actually saw our work through Facebook posts once again from our shooter Rich, who was taking the pictures.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience. I mean, 18-hour days.
Of course, yeah. Grind.
Yeah, but it was well worth it. I mean, they cooked for so many people and they cooked for like the extras and stars. It's pretty cool, pretty unique. I'm very appreciative of the opportunity.
Okay. 2% question. What is your go-to dish?
Actually, jerk chicken.
Okay.
I love making Caribbean foods.
All right.
I make jokes all the time that I'm 164, Jamaican.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the ancestry joint might tell you. I don't know. Might pull up from half and got one in the tuck, so it'll tell him.
Yeah, jerk chicken's my favorite dish to make.
Okay.
I never try to log myself into one dish, but
okay.
I love making jerk chicken.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because transparent moment. Brian is the pickiest eater in the country, so that's why I haven't done any food yet. It's not that I'm not banging and rocking with y'all. It's just the reality of it. I be seeing the setups and I'm like, I ain't trying to sit down here and get a plate and then I'm sliding stuff and you'll be like, well, Brian, you didn't like it. No, it's just that's on the list of Brian didn't eat that as a kid.
I've met a lot of people that say they eat a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I was the same way, which it sounds really weird.
Yeah.
Being a cook, being a chef I didn't like certain foods.
Right.
But then I got to this point in my life, I was like, I'm gonna try everything at least once.
Okay.
And I've had bad experiences with foods, and I've retried them again later in life, and I've
Turned
enjoyed them.
Okay. I'm with that. All right. That'll open my mind, so I'll keep that in mind when I go back and do editing, so I can go out different places. And if I'm like, all right, I kind of like this now. So yeah, you got that. All right, cool.
Give it a shot.
Got it.
People do different things, different foods, and like foods like art. So
yeah. Then that's something. See, you threw me. That's a lob. So. And I always like asking this to people when it comes to their business, because sometimes you may or may not realize it. Do you realize or consider yourself as a content creator?
In a sense, I do.
Okay.
And I think that's what I enjoy most about cooking and like creating dishes. Like, oddly enough, I don't like watching like cooking shows. And
I was gonna say it probably is odd because you probably be sitting there like getting into your critique bag.
It's not that I critique, because that's one thing. Like, I never really critique anyone else's food. Or,
no. Yeah.
Nothing negative. Like, I feel as though it's a lot of mouths in this world to feed. So why on somebody else's dish and things like that.
Right.
But as far as like I think I can be creative with it, so I try not to watch other people cook. Or if I see something that someone else is doing, I'll try to put my spin on it.
Gotcha.
Rather than put his spin on it.
Okay.
It's like a grip or a switch to it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because and I always say that because I look at it like with me with doing designing, because I do web design. You got to be creative and you got to look outside the box. And obviously with podcasting, I didn't know it until I started really getting into it. Okay, I got all these podcasts that I like, but now I've cut it down because I don't want to get as many ideas from others. And you kind of keep your format simple. And that's, like, I'll admit, I know I'm a Joe fan, so it's like the no question thing that kind of, I saw him do a show and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try it. And now it's made me more comfortable, like, from doing, because this is probably like my third or fourth interview type scene. But for you, it's like, it's good. They don't want to hear about me. They know what I do. But for you, as far as what you're doing with the grill grind and being one half, it's very key. What are some other events that you've done here in Richmond?
I did a nonprofit Rock Project.
Okay.
He does like a back to school drive.
Yeah.
Every year. fortunate enough to be a part of it this year. I know it was like 1,500 people, and they had 1,500 people solo, one grill.
Made it work.
Made it work. One grill, 1,500 people. Shout out to Like a Rock.
Yeah.
Great guy. Everybody's always talking about the West Coast, as far as Nipsey Hussle. Look at Like a Rock the same way. Daryl Johnston, y'all don't know him, follow him.
Yeah.
Makes great music as well. Great guy.
Okay.
I've also done a lot of things for I know her name Chanel. She has a lot of events, nonprofit things. Like we have one coming up in October 26th. It's called Strut for Caleb.
Okay.
The tickets are free. The Great Brothers will be in attendance. We'll be selling soul rolls. I don't know if y'all heard of them. It's kind of our thing now.
That's y'all go. That's sneakily become y'all go to.
It's kind of our thing now. But the event is free.
Okay.
And the majority of our profits are actually going towards her cause.
Okay. I'll make sure before the show. Well, when the show ends, I get links so that way people can click on them in the show notes. So I'll get that. Got you covered. What else I got for you? What is your? Now I'm gonna jump back. I'm gonna get back to the cooking grind in a minute because we got our grow up on like our gaming and our just pool and bumper pool lifestyle. What is the one thing that Juno enjoys doing when he's not cooking?
Spending time with my kids.
Okay.
In all honesty, like my kids are. It sounds sappy, but they're like my best friends, man.
Nah.
I love spending time with them.
Yeah, I'm with that.
I feel like because I've been on this Great Brothers grind that I don't get enough time with my actual children, and oddly enough, the whole reason that I am grinding is for my children.
Gotcha. That ain't cliche. That's like the legit, like you supposed to, because you want to make sure you lead, like we're not getting younger. Call it what it is. So reality is going to remind you that as you're not getting younger, they're getting older. And it's that whole leading them into a better lifestyle than what you may or may not have had. And I mean, it's interesting because I always say and think of it in that manner. A lot of people be like, well, how do you say that but you don't have kids? I'm like, I don't have to have children to know the growth, because I literally can watch a kid and be like, I need you to, like, I'm petty. Like when kids are young, I'm like, yo, you need to go get a job. Like early. And I say it being funny, but deep down I'm like, yo, if you want to learn where things are, like we're in an era where kids now have YouTube. Like have it. Like we kind of snuck into YouTube. And I know I'm segueing a little bit, and I hope my friend doesn't hear this podcast because I'm not supposed to say segue, but whatever. I'll deal with it later. But that being said, like, we kind of just ran into and like YouTube just popped up. They were born and it's like, I need a tablet, I need YouTube, I need this. But for those kids who just think YouTube is a data mine, there are others who look at it as it's content and it's creating. Like, it's this might be an odd question. Would you or have you thought of doing any type of recordings on YouTube?
You see how nervous I am doing this podcast?
You be all right. You're not that nervous. You answering questions. You don't have a free.
I had this conversation about me being nervous to do a podcast when nobody can even see me.
But you've been answering every question with no problem. So I'm not hearing that bullshit. And just so y'all know, this is an explicit content podcast. So fuck out of here.
All right, you know that part. That's
and
awesome.
You needed that disclaimer?
Yeah, I needed that
all
one.
right,
All right,
we with the shits. Now we good.
All right, so
that's all I had to do. I know it was that easy.
Yeah. See, I thought about the YouTube thing, but I also thought about doing the YouTube thing with my kids. Like, we got this thing where we want to review different movies. Because we have this thing where we watch horrible movies together and we rate them.
Okay.
Get into like really horrible movies, like Sharknadoes and things like
the
that.
Trash 2%.
Yeah, those crappy movies. We kind of enjoy those movies together.
Got you.
As far as like the cooking side of it, maybe down the road.
Okay.
Like right now, my focus is getting Mama's Dot food truck on the road, working with the Kitchen Bullies, trying to open up a few restaurants. Maybe in the later years, maybe the YouTube channel thing will happen.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not, and that's just me. Like I said, it's probably been something that's been brought up before. It's just something that I
person, don't know anything about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and
I'm a background guy. Just put me in the kitchen. I'm a contract killer.
yeah, you're the one that's just about like you're the business side, which is fair. When being in that creating content creator side away from your main craft and you're throwing those other crafts in, a lot of times it is gonna be you not doing it, which is okay. And that's where you have folks that can do all of that for you, because like as most people know, this is a one-man band. So it's different, it's a different dance. But in hindsight, it's there for the availability in the event, like if you ever think of it. But it's good that you are, seeing other ventures and other things that you're working on. So that's good. I talked about it for a split second. I'm gonna jump back into it. You are a gamer, because I did see the Xbox on when I came in.
Oh yeah, super nerd.
What is? Well, let's do the fun stuff. Have you or are you looking at getting Borderlands 3?
Yeah, honestly, to play with my daughter.
Okay, all right, no, that's fine.
Like it's legit. I'm telling you, my daughter, Chris. I like to look at her as like a third real brother in a sense.
Yeah.
She's just my daughter. She's a hard worker. And she's honestly got me back into gaming, because for a while, I know one time we had a conversation, you had inbox, we talk often.
Yeah.
You check on me and try to check on you as much as possible.
Yeah.
I had kind of lost my love for gaming for a while, because I had so much going on in my life.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you told me you have to make time for something,
Yeah.
So I got back into it, and it's helped me level back out.
Okay.
I can say thank you for that as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's sometimes, and this is, so you just making this easy for me. This is how I get my question. So this is where it's important to acknowledge where we are in life. And this is why I like doing these type of shows, because when we are at our point of doing something, we forget about some of the small things. And I'll turn it to me briefly, but I'm going to tie it to you and why that's an interesting scenario. Everyone knows I design, I'm all into my craft, doing et cetera, et cetera. However, when the offline time occurs, the question becomes, who is Brian? And sometimes I couldn't tell you who Brian is, because normally I might crack open a journal, I might crack open the Bible, I might crack open the console and crack some heads and gears. It's the mood. It's the mood and it's the vibe. So when I talk to you, and I know for a fact, it's a thing with men gotta be strong. That's bullshit. That's my opinion. Only because men are human, just like women. When we go through our phase of, I need that downtime, I need that chill time, it's tough because we always look at it as we don't know how to have those outlets. I've got, and like, you're in that queue of folks that I'll check on. It's another guy that's a friend of mine. We went to high school together. I have to make sure, like, it's about like the mental well-being. Like, it was interesting leaving work, having someone like talk, like we were having a 3-guy conversation, and he was like, where everybody mental space at? And I was like, it's better, because I almost broke down, and then I officially broke down as the day went along. So it's like, I'm tying that back to you in the sense of that mental moment of just, hey, I'm going to give you that reminder, because I know sometimes we need it, because we like this. We like,
especially as men.
Yeah.
Black men was out there.
Absolutely. So. Yeah. So I'm glad that helped, get you back into it. And I mean, it's just that you don't have to game to the core to be a gamer. I think if you put that hour in, or that half an hour in, it goes a long way. And that's just how I've learned it to work for others, and like getting that space and getting that balance. Because I've been pushed about that message a lot from the church I've been a member of, is finding a balance. Like, a balance is just, some of our balance is just work. You're like, fuck play.
That was me, bro.
And it's okay. But
I feel like I didn't deserve to
have fun.
Yeah. In all honesty, like, I didn't.
Why not?
I don't feel like I had earned it, because I know in my past that most of the time I spent was drinking and playing a game, and I wasn't getting anything accomplished. So I feel like I had to push myself work-wise, or get on my grind in order to get in a comfortable position that I can go back to gaming.
Right.
And I just didn't feel like I earned that.
Gotcha. you brought up something. Like I said, this is why I didn't have to do a questionnaire with you, because you just can bring up stuff and I'm like, oh, so this is another question. You've mentioned it and you talked about it on social media, and I commend you for it. It's going to be a while before I get to that stage of your sobriety.
Yeah.
How long has it currently been now?
4 months.
4 months.
4
And
months.
how are you handling it?
Great.
Okay.
I used to brag on how much I used to drink,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to be like proud of that.
Right.
Now it's like the opposite. I brag on how much I don't drink, and I feel just as proud, if not prouder.
Right.
Especially being around certain environments, like I can go to a bar
And not.
and not drink and be okay. With people like, you okay?
Yeah. I'm still having a good time. I'm enjoying the vibe. Yeah.
I can hold alcohol, I can handle alcohol, and not be like tempted to drink it.
Right.
Like I said all the time, it's like the most cliche thing ever, and I hashtag it. It's like, know my why. Like I know the reason why I stopped drinking. I'm trying to have a longer life for my kids.
Yeah.
I know what was doing to me financially.
Mm-hmm.
I know the relationships that ended because of my drinking.
Gotcha.
I know the anger issues I had because I was drinking, so I know my why.
Yeah.
So I tried before to stop drinking. It didn't work because I wasn't mentally ready.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't. Like the longest I ever went was probably like 2 weeks. And in between that time, I probably
Still slipped a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably had like a beer and said, just a beer, so that's okay. It's made excuses. So
Right. Yeah.
I'm actually very proud of my sobriety. I don't try to rub it in anyone's face or anything like that. I don't try to force it on anyone else.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of people. Like we try to force like whatever they're going through on you. Like, you should stop doing this.
Yeah.
Because when I stopped doing this, it made me this type of person.
Right.
That's
bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, you got a curse word. No. Fuck his language. He cursed. Yes. Betty, right. Yeah.
And I think for a long time, that's what the reason why I kept drinking. Because it's like, don't force it on me. I wasn't ready at the time.
Mm-hmm. I'm with that. Okay. Good stuff. See, look, breakthroughs. Told you I got a method to my madness. Random game of question again. Have you been or have you gotten back to Smite?
Oh man,
Smite was some
Listen.
You talk about some streams. Can we talk about it for a sec?
God,
Smite was life.
That's no other way to put it. Smite was my whole life, man. I loved Smite.
Like I would sit and just catch a stream, and I'm like, yo, he is really in the bag right now. Smite was your Fortnite. Yeah.
Like, I don't think I could have been touched in Smite for real. Like, once I started understanding the concepts of the game, I started breaking it down. I would watch YouTube videos, listen to my guy Rain Day, watch like his vids. I was like, man, I was awesome at that game.
Yeah, because most of those PvPs have a different meta, and a lot of people don't realize that. Like, if you go from playing League to Counter-Strike to Smite, hell, throw in Fortnite, you throw all of those in, you're getting a different movement with each game as to what you're trying to do. Because a lot of people love Fortnite.
I hate that game too.
Yeah, when you first play.
I hate it. Like, I hate this. It's so stupid. And I started understanding. I was like, I love this game.
Right.
Speaking of which, now I got to get back into it.
You're welcome. See, that's my job. I'm here. I'm here for it. Back on the food shot. Where do you see this going?
In all honesty, I didn't envision it getting this far.
Yeah.
Be 100% honest. But me and my brothers go along with Mama Dad and Kitchen Bullies, Travis, Signal, Special God, Newman. My personal goal is bigger than the food.
Okay.
I want to buy back the block. Like, I want to have like outreach in community centers, and I hope it leads to that.
Yeah.
Like last year, we had a chance to we'll do it again this year. We donated Thanksgiving dinner to like 3 families. We raised some money through our donations of gas and just fans of the Guerrero Brothers, and got 3 meals to needy families. Hopefully this year we shoot for 5.
Yeah.
So my whole goal with the Guerrero Brothers personally is to help out my community.
Okay.
As cliche and cheesy as sound.
It's actually not cliche, and I'm gonna tell you why. The community needs help, and this is gonna be a tangent, so I'm probably steal a mic for a sec. We've both grown up in Churchill majority of our lives, and the one thing that we've seen is that there was a changing of guards in the way the parent, the child, and volunteers or staff, with various venues were meant to like help with taking care of, working with kids. And in some instances, back then it worked out great because you weren't just, okay, it's my mom, my dad, and they were taking care of me. It was like the community, it took a village to raise a child type of scenario. Now, in some cases, kids don't want to be told anything because they swear they know everything. Like they're the first ones that did it. And we're like, we said that 20 years ago and we're telling you it didn't work then, so it's not gonna work now. So being able to reach them and meet them where they are now, it helps to give you the right perspective of, all right, I relate to what you're going through. Here's some, here's something that I can get through and do that might be able to help you. By the way, if y'all hear, the dog is having a field day in the background, so I let the sound effect. And this is why I like podding, because our sound effects, they'll probably be like, is somebody hungry? Like, no, this was their point of, I'm hungry, so I'm just gonna munch it up. But hopefully y'all, if you hear it, fine. If not, I can edit it out. But it's good that you're doing that and you're taking time to look at that as like something in the scope, because that's something that I've thought of with podcasting at times, of wanting to, hey, can I set up the mic at the Boys and Girls Club and have kids come on and like talk about life as a kid? Because some kids don't get to talk about much.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like we, for us, we all talk to each other, but it was always just about random stuff. It was never about real life shit. Like it just didn't happen. It was, if we felt like talking about it, cool. And then some of us, because I know for me, for whatever reason, I was the, Brian got everything. I'm like, yeah, I got a lot of shit, but I went through a lot of shit on the other end from that. Like, it didn't catch me then, but it caught up to me when I got older. And a lot of people who know me on a personal level understand that now. But that's good. Like, that's good stuff that you're doing that and have that set up. Now, I'm going to get in your shit for a second. You are predominantly on Facebook, right? Mm-hmm. We haven't touched Twitter, right? We're not touching Twitter. Okay. Because you know me. I know.
I just don't. I'm old, man.
I get it.
I just don't understand it. I don't get the ats and the retweets.
Okay.
It's so bad.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I don't know.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna argue with you on that. And the reason I don't is because there are those who use Twitter and don't like Facebook, because a lot of times Facebook gets dramatic. You know what I'm saying? I said sometimes. Okay, Facebook is dramatic. Fine.
There we go.
Damn. Goddamn 47. All right.
Right.
Yeah. Facebook is dramatic. The only time it gets less dramatic is when Power and football comes on. True. That's it. Yeah. And Scandal when it was out. And what was the other show? Like, you always knew what shows were hitting at what point. Yeah. Like, I'm going to be honest. I'm glad Facebook was not a thing when House was on and when 24 and when X-Files were on. I'm sorry. Because it would have been way worse than the people are now. We showing age. So, spinning back from the Facebook and Twitter thing, I get it. Twitter can be very overwhelming. What people don't realize is it's not about the retweets and the tweets. It's about knowing who's worth following. And that's where it gets interesting, because some people you follow got worthwhile stuff to say, and then you got folks that turn into Facebook people and they just happen to mingle it in, sprinkle it into Twitter, and you're like, retweets, I like this, but I don't know, I don't understand it, or they grammatically wrote something wrong, but I don't care, it's whatever. So I get that. I tell people this all the time, and it's something that is my advice. Do it when you're ready. That's the easiest thing I can tell you. Because Twitter is a monstrous program, Twitter is kind of becoming the new wave, in a sense. Facebook ain't going nowhere. Like, as long as something crazy would have to.
Like college students.
Yeah. Once you had 13-year-olds saying, hey, I'm going to make a Facebook page, I'm like, oh, it's about to get toxic.
Yeah, once your mom and your auntie get on there, it's.
I saw this post that you said you was happy, and now you're not happy. Why you not happy no more?
I have to start watching what I say on my page. It's being watched by family.
See, and here's where now I will be 100% honest. This is why I like Facebook, and this is actually a social media tip for everyone listening. If you use Facebook and you don't want certain things read, you can filter how they're posted. The more you know. See,
The more you know.
Wait, hold on. I don't understand a bit. No. Wait, where is it? Hold on. I'm not gonna let this moment go and I have it. Watch, I'm not gonna find it in time. There we go. Okay. Just when I close the soundboard. But yes, you can filter how posts are posted. And I'm gonna tell you how I learned this. I dated someone and I didn't want her to see anything I posted. So I set it up so everything would, because anything that I posted, she would be critical of. And I'm just like, yo, you're tripping. But like today, on my page is free fall. I
guess that kind of, it's a good thing knowing it now. Because I kind of lost my job at Red Robin behind social media, which was like a blessing in disguise. So if I'd have known that, I probably still would have been working at Red Robin, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But I wouldn't be able to follow my dream. So,
right. Sometimes things happen, and that's the other factor. Sometimes you have to have that happen to really humble yourself and understand the fact.
It super humbled me.
Got it. Yeah, true that. I'm with you.
Yikes.
So I usually like there's really not like a wild set of questions that I'm gonna sit here and throw because, like I said, I talked about Twitter, Instagram. I'm gonna be honest. Instagram is only because.
I got like 4 pictures on the thing.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Now I can give you some Instagram promo. It's bad, but your easiest thing to do is if you have pictures of food.
See.
He did the shoulders.
Yeah, see,
the shrug on me.
I'm very critical.
Of course.
Like, I don't even eat my own food. Right?
Okay.
Because I'm so critical of it.
Yeah.
So I'm the same way when I take pictures of my food, especially when I have, this thing here.
High-end photo, that thing.
I don't have a great phone. I don't have like an iPhone. This is like
I guarantee you probably take a good picture.
And it takes decent pictures. How I look at it, how I take pictures of it, it's 2 different things. So I have so many pictures of food I've taken that I have yet to post.
Gotcha.
Like a lot.
So it's mainly you're your own weapon.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yes.
I'm not in that. I'm just making a statement. It's not me judging or pointing the finger because it's something that I'm still working on too on my end. So I get it, and it's in a whole different facet. So I totally understand. I got you. You good. I'm not judging. I'm not pointing. I'm not making. And I know I'm repeating that 12 times, but I really want you to know you're not alone in that category. But that's cool. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, life, your cooking, your passion, your next goals, your dreams, social. I really don't. I mean, who is Juno when he's not outside of his family, outside of his gaming, outside of his craft? Like, what makes you Juno?
Oh, I think at 36 years old, I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
That's not a bad thing. Remember, I'm a year up, and I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah, I think outside of that, because all I know is my kids. All I know is that I love to cook. I love the game. Outside of that, I be trying to figure it out myself, to be honest.
Okay.
And I think a lot of the times that I scare myself away from that, so I bury myself in work, and I bury myself in cooking, or touring game.
Okay.
Because I think some sides of me I still don't want to know.
Gotcha.
Or scared to discover, in all honesty.
Okay.
Like I finally found religion again.
Yeah.
After 20 years. Like
Okay.
I stopped believing in a lot of things. I stopped believing in Christianity. I didn't believe in it.
Right.
The Boys and Girls Club came out. Remember this white name in her name?
Mm-hmm.
White. When she told me all babies go to hell because they're not baptized. That kind of messed my head up.
That's a flag. Yeah, that's a major trigger mob, especially as a kid. You don't because that carrot you stick with that sticks with you. Yeah.
You question a lot of things. I'm like, what? You just born to go to hell because he died?
Right.
messed up my view on religion for a long period of time.
It would have messed up anybody's view on anything.
And then, you know, I got involved with somebody and they kind of helped me regain my faith in a sense.
Yeah.
Without them even knowing.
Right.
So
That's a plus.
yeah.
Sometimes it's good to gain something from someone, even if you don't gain the ultimate thing that you're
Yeah,
looking for.
and, you know, honestly, like she helped me view a lot of things a lot different and kind of made me a better person in a sense.
Yeah.
Shout
And
out
that's
to
good.
all my exes. Helped me too, though.
Shout outs.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Shout
Especially
out.
the mother of my children.
Yeah,
Love each every one of them.
no doubt. How old are they? Because I feel like you talked about it, but how old are the kids?
Ooh, let's see. My daughter's ready to be 14.
Okay.
Coming up October.
We a few years from seeing. Oh my God! Let me know. I might come over here for prom just to see how this is gonna go. That might be a podcast too.
That's my ace. That's Chris, my daughter. Ready to be 14.
Yeah.
My son Marcel. He's ready to be 13 coming up.
Yeah.
My son Juno, J3 calling.
Yeah.
He's 12. Just turned 12. And actually, I have another daughter. Her name's London.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know I have another daughter.
Right.
But I do. Her name's London. She's ready to be 2 coming up as well.
Nice.
But she's a newbie.
Yeah.
My little spermie.
Word. No doubt.
So, you know, I've got a 4-piece out here in the world, you know.
Yeah.
Phelps.
Yeah.
In it to win it.
Right.
Gold medalist.
Go hard or go home.
Yep.
I'm with it.
Coming out the waters.
Hey, gotta go. You gotta do whatever freestyle, depth stroke, breaststroke that you gotta work on. I'm gonna let you.
But I always wanted a lot of kids, in all honesty. I was hoping, you know, it would have worked out with like one person, bunch of kids. I always wanted a huge family. I wanted to be like the modern day George Foreman.
Yeah, with the grill. Hey,
No kids.
and the kids.
Yeah. I love family.
No doubt. Yeah.
Not around them enough, in all honesty, but I love them.
Okay. Nice. I'm here for it. All right. So we're going to make this a light show since this is one of my non-weekly shows. And I know you're not my sports guy. I know your tech is as it is. You catch what you can.
Yeah.
So I get it.
It hurts.
No.
I used to be so tall. This stuff.
Yeah.
Falling so far behind.
But life.
Even in sports, it's a point. I'm like.
But life.
What's happening?
Life does that to you, especially when you're engulfed in a business. It's a lot different. So I don't.
Especially like as far as like the Bread Brothers go, because everything we do is all fresh, no cans.
Hey, talk about it.
Plug that in there.
Talk about it. Let them know for those in the back. Don't hold no punches. They need to know.
Yeah, it's like everything we do is fresh. Like,
yeah.
We try to get like the freshest ingredients. I just met someone today that I work with.
Yeah.
Her name's Sarah. She grows gardens. She had like some mint leaves and stuff, so I'm trying to get in contact with her.
Yeah.
So we try to give, I guess, the greatest. Like we like to say we don't deliver dinners or cook meals. We try to deliver an experience.
Got you.
That's our biggest thing. So
okay.
We try to give like the fresh ingredients. Try to make it as local as possible.
Yeah.
Trying to stay away from frozen stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's
at a good price.
Yeah.
Because normally you go to places like organic and it's fresh. They raise the price off that fact.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, like I said, it's just me and my brother. Basically, swinging dinners out the house from time to time. So doing catering jobs, vending jobs. So we don't have that much overhead. So we try to keep our prices as low as possible.
Gotcha. All right, that gave me 2 more questions. One is, are y'all still? You good? Y'all still rocking with the store? Did y'all? Or is that?
Yeah. So that Mosby and Vilma thing, I'm gonna say it's still in negotiation right now.
Got it. Okay. And so I mean that's simple. You know, because I knew about it and I saw it. I was like, oh, that's right near where I be parking. I'm like, all right.
So
cool.
that's gonna be our other big move.
Mm-hmm.
But our main focus, as far as the Grill Brother go right now, is getting Mom and Dad's lunchbox on the road. Let's get this food truck on the road.
Yeah, that's.
Our goal is October.
Okay.
End of October, we hope to have it on the road, get through all this red tape, this paperwork, get it inspected, so that way we can be more mobile, because that's kind of our biggest thing now, right? It's mobility.
Yeah.
We try to reach as many people as possible. Also, I'm trying to get stuck with a bunch of food, so we try to serve anywhere from 50 to 75 people than we do our takeout experiences or our dining experiences.
Right. Y'all are an LLC, right?
Yes.
Okay. Still something I got to work on with my not with podcasting, but with designing. That's a whole other pipe, but I know what to do. It's just life. Anyway, my other question that hit was, when do y'all do when y'all do the takeouts? When do y'all normally do it? Or it's kind of like on as the world turns.
Yeah, so that's another problem. Well, my brother worked a full-time job, and at the time I was working 2, 3,
4 possible 8.
Yeah, I was working so many different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's at random in all honesty, which it's really not fair to, I guess, because I know they'd be looking forward to what we have to offer. Yeah. So, next couple of weeks, me and my brother will sit down and discuss at least 3 days out of the week that we want to be able to do this. Okay. So we're going to focus on these 3 days, swap a menu for these 3 days, so I just know ahead of time. Right now, like I said, the Greer Brothers are partnered with the Kitchen Bullies. So every Saturday and every Sunday for the foreseeable future, y'all can catch us down at Sliders. Okay. They got a $15 buffet, all you can eat sold for Sundays down there on Sundays. Okay. And we have soul rolls on deck every Sunday. Gotcha. And I know everyone always calls me and asks when the soul rolls coming. Every Sunday. At Sliders.
Don't matter.
Every
Sliders.
Sunday at Sliders.
Yeah, I'll go back. I'll make sure I get locales and info, so I'll put it because I know, and that was our good, because I can finally tell why this podcast really happened. Never got to that. Let's go 40 minutes into the show so they'll understand why. Give them all the content at the end. The reason that we pushed this, and I really talked to about doing this show, is because everything's about cross promo, and businesses know how to do it, but they don't know how to do it. And I say it that way because we are afraid to see others progress.
Yes, I don't know why.
You want to? Are we ready? Okay.
Please,
okay.
I really don't know why.
Let's take the obvious crabs in a bucket analogy out the window. That's illegal and it's not a real thing. The challenge becomes seeing others thrive in collaboration. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. And I'm going to go back to, this is a story time. I don't think I've shared this on the show, but I'm going to share it now. 260 shows, and I'm just getting to this point of life. Because this is something this is why.
Bringing it out, you there too, huh?
Oh, no, it's cool. Hey, bring it. Bring the noise, bring the funk. Because it's important to realize what makes you understand why you do things. Because before know your why. Before podcasting was my option, something that I looked at was internet radio. So internet radio was the greatest thing. Only problem I had with internet radio was filters. I want to say what the fuck I want at any point and get my shit off. So if I curse, I can throw all the expletives and I can put my explicit markup there and say y'all can't fuck with my show. So I'm good.
Nice.
You can't do that in internet radio because you have to be within the guidelines. You have to have blocks. You have to have ads. Fuck that. I can't do it. I like to have my own show flow vibe. I'm telling that. Yeah, so I'm giving that story because there were 2 internet radio stations that were big at one time. For state of professionalism and me being me. I'm not putting any info because I know better. I would just say that watching them fight was the saddest thing I've ever seen. Because they both were doing the same exact thing. And that doesn't add up to me because if you want content to be beneficial and be great, then the best way to get that content is by having collaborate or work together or just make it easy for the sake of the listener. So to answer your question, the reason that no one wants to see others succeed in business, and I'll even throw another layer into it. The reason that black businesses don't want to see other black businesses succeed is because if this black business succeeds, then they're going to get the shine. I don't get shit. And that's a bad answer to give, but it's the honest truth. If you look at businesses, okay, I'll be hypothetical for a sec. I know you cook. I know another person that cooks. I know another person that cooks. I'm never going to put one cook's presentation over another and say, yo, they are better than that. Y'all cooking. Like, you're all trying to get to the pie. And the thing is, if you're smart with business, most businesses, like you've been doing, you collaborate with other folks and you find a way to get the pot to increase and distribute to do bigger businesses. And the other factor of it is, and I'm saying it because it's the reality, consumers are cheap. Hurts. Yeah, we unpacking. We are here. So I'm telling you the observation, and I'm taking it away from food. I've had to learn that with designing. I tell somebody, hey, they want a logo done. The boy who does logos, he said, hey, I want this logo. Somebody want this logo done. Okay, what do you want? Here, I want you to do this, this, and this, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want you to figure it out mentally by looking at me, and you assume that I know what you want. Okay, cool. I'm gonna try to figure out what you give me off what I just asked for. You give me no information, or in my case, I was doing questionnaires. If I give you 10 questions and you can't answer 4, you only answered 4 of them. How am I supposed to know what you want? Right. And then it was simple, like it's simple business practices. Like I had to learn how to do invoices. You send somebody an invoice, I'm like, I gave you 2 weeks, no response, no nothing. All right, well, I guess you didn't want a logo. Can't lose the money that you never made because that might not have been a client that you were meant to get. And I'm learning that now on the designing side. I need to link with him too because I may talk with him about getting some, because it's a lot of stuff that I get on social media that are good little graphic or just designing tips that can help in any way. Because I'm just about that. I've become a teacher in my own way. I'm not like a prophet. I don't know everything. No, not gonna claim it, not gonna lie about it. But certain things has just been observation, and seeing that happen so long ago and learning it now, it's like that's my biggest thing is I want to see businesses do well that want to do well. If you want to do well, I'm gonna do what I can. If you say, hey, Brian, can you put this on your page and promote? I'll be petty and throw it on Instagram, even if you don't use Instagram, because that's just me. I'm that person that it's about getting folks their exposure, because that one post could be the post that could get them the views or the opportunities.
Same thing. Like I try to support as much as possible.
Of course.
If something's not for me, doesn't mean it's not for somebody else. Maybe me sharing it may reach the person that it's meant for.
Right.
Like it's so many people in this world. It's like I know personally I can't feed everyone.
Of course.
That's impossible.
Humanly impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
So it's like, why am I gonna fight or go against somebody else? And I know I'm not the best cook on the planet.
Right.
I'm not even striving to be the best cook on the planet.
Yeah, you just want to be great at your craft.
Yes. I just have a passion to do what I do.
Yeah.
I love doing it. Like I said before, you can enjoy my food if you don't. Either way, I love cooking.
Right.
It's not gonna take nothing away from me cooking.
Yeah.
You might not enjoy my food. You might enjoy that food a lot better.
Right.
You might eat my chicken, but you prefer Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
It's okay. You have a preference. I have nothing against that.
Yeah. So that's my answer as to why the businesses.
And it makes 100% sense.
When you got it, because it's one of those things. What happens is when we see it, we look at it in the full aspect, and we're like, well, it doesn't come together, and I don't see it. All right, let's break it down. And when you break it down in pieces, you kind of see it as, okay, this is why I don't want to see you succeed. But the reality is, we're going to have this talk today. White people don't care if others succeed. Sorry. They don't. And I'm going to explain why. Because if they do or don't succeed, they're going to still continue doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's the sense of they're going to support each other. Because when little Billy is out there going to play soccer, mom is out there doing some type of sale with Gatorade or something, either for the parents of the kids or just people at the event. And that's not factoring in the actual boosters that they may have for that team. Now, I'm using soccer as an example, but it's just a general statement. With us, I'm not paying $4 for that bottle of Gatorade. Okay, but you will run up in Wawa and pay $2 for $2.50, buy a single black, and not buy gas. Oh, and let's not forget to buy a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
I'm just.
I'm with you.
That's the statement, and I know, like I said, if I offended anyone with my previous statement, I'm just speaking thoughts here. But it's something that I've noticed is tough in the Black community. Is we want to take notes from what others are doing, aka the opposite, other races, but we don't want to learn how to really work with each other in getting ourselves to a better place. Because if we do, God forbid, we all make it.
That's a scary thought.
Some of us don't know what we're even making it to. We just want to make it.
Yeah.
And that was my reality I had a couple of weeks ago, because I even wrote, that was my blog on Monday. Is I'm in the IT field, and everybody's like, well, what do you want to do in the IT field? I don't know. I want to work on computers. But Brian, there's like 4,000 things you can do with computers. What are you trying to do? Slice it, dice it, saute it, marinate? What are you trying to do with a computer? Okay, well, I want to do web design. Okay, why do you want to do web design? Well, you know what? I'm not sure. So what are you going to do with computers? And it ended up pushing me to realize that I need to get into networking. And I ended up getting in school is what helped me. Because now it gave me the fire to do that. But that's neither here nor there. But as far as with the business side, it's the challenge of everyone wants to see others succeed on their terms. Not, hey, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, let's figure out why. And that's, I feel like I'm almost doing my pass the message, but I'm going to save that. Because I'm like,
See, me and my brother strongly believe, man. Like, we strongly believe if we ever get to the point that we quote unquote make it, we want to show everyone else how to make it.
Yeah, that's what that's what I like doing.
I posted that earlier, like, and I'm 100%. Anytime that my brother speaks, I'm 100% behind.
Yeah,
I'm 100% because he ain't gonna steer me wrong. I'm not gonna steer.
Right. Yeah, y'all been thick as thieves for real.
You know, forever.
Yeah.
Like, I say my brother because all I know him as my brother. He's
right.
my best friend, but I know him as my brother.
Yeah, y'all are like true fam. Like,
that's my brother. Like, I wouldn't steer him wrong. He wouldn't steer me wrong. He wouldn't tell me nothing that's wrong. I wouldn't tell him.
Absolutely.
I'm fortunate enough to have him. So.
Yeah, and you value him for his true worth and his full potential. I'm with it. Breathing because I want to make sure this is the segment. So as I've called it, the show is now, like I said, I've rebranded quietly as The Pass, because, and this is a story, but it's going to tie to you because it's important. When I first did this podcast, the microphone that we're using was the mic that I had. My mic died at that time, and I got a Blue Yeti, and I was like, oh, Yeti, ooh, Yeti's bay, Yeti's life. My Yeti died. So when I was looking at getting a new mic, I needed a mic really quick, cost efficient, and I went back to what worked. And I'm back to now renamed, like my show back then was In the Midst of Bright Podcast, but now it's like The Pass. So it's like The Pass is stuck. The show, as many people know, I always like to have, when I have guests on, I love doing this as my closing. And it's the greatest thing ever because I've found it to be my own little fun thing to do where it's like, hey, give people a good message to send them on their way, because you don't know what type of bullshit they're going to run into when they finish listening to the show. We've probably dropped a lot of gems throughout the show, and if you want to go back and listen to them, I would appreciate it. But this is your point that you can pass a message to the listeners. It can be about food, it can be about life, it can be whatever you want it to be, and that'll be your message to pass along to the listeners. So whenever you're ready.
Spotlight's on me.
That was a smooth spotlight.
That joint was too smooth. I'm saying, like, okay.
He could just say it and be out, dog. Dude.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Wow. So basically, as far as the Greer Brothers go, it's not even about the Greer Brothers. It's honestly bigger than the Greer Brothers to me at this point. The Greer Brothers for me, and I know for my brother as well, it's a tool.
Yeah.
We're using it as a tool. It's not about being wealthy. It's not about getting rich. It's about financial freedom. It's about giving back to our community. Like, I know that's like our ultimate goal. Yeah. We're trying to get good food, not all that processed food that you get from like fast food. I'm not knocking them, but we want our community to eat healthier at a good price.
Right.
At a decent price. Grubba's been a tool for me because it's also been an outlet.
Right.
Like I said, I was a heavy drinker. There's stories I can tell you about. Y'all probably wouldn't believe. Some of y'all probably listeners that know me, you probably wouldn't believe the person that I was.
Right.
The Grub Brothers, it's made me a better person. It's made me a better father. I enjoy cooking with my daughter. Like I said, she comes over, she sees me working, and my kids see me working, and that sends a positive message to them. Like, I'm not trying to work for anybody. I'm trying to leave something behind for my kids.
Right.
So, like I said, the Grub Brothers changed my life.
Nice.
It truly changed my life. I didn't know the positive effect that being my own boss or can have on me. I didn't know the positive effect it can have on people that we actually have like a following. And I appreciate, like when I say this sincerely, like I appreciate everyone who shares a post, who comes through, gets food, who doesn't get food. I appreciate Ryan for doing this podcast.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate the people we're working with in the future and work with in the past. Like I said, the Kitchen Bullies, Spatula Gods, like there's so many people I want to shout out. Kiki, Tamisha Jeffries, like kind of made this all possible. Her just bringing over food, so special thanks to her.
Yeah.
I want to thank Rich Green for our logo and the pictures. He kind of helped brand us. I want to thank my sister T, my brother's girlfriend. She's seen me in some downtime. She's always been praying for me and looking out for me. Hey, I love her. She's great.
Yeah.
And closing, I just want to thank everyone. In all honesty, like I'm very humbled by all the experience I've had in less than a year. And we got so much more for y'all. I just can't wait for y'all to experience it.
Nice. I like that. That was a new version of Pass the Message. I like it. You did better than you expected. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. You put the spotlight on me and I can't do nothing. Oh.
I'm not a talker.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Hey, everybody says that.
No. We gonna do this?
I talk because I be nervous.
No. If I sat here and said anything about a game, you gone. Ain't coming back.
Yeah, because I know that and I'll be,
That's the talk. Don't try to. All right.
It's different.
Good. You giving me my message now. Thank you. First of all, I knew this show was gonna go good. I just had a feeling. I was like, this is gonna be that show that I'm. That's called projection, and I always foresee a lot of things. I try to. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a prophet. I'll never claim to be one, but I just am one of those people who, if I see something coming, I try to give it the energy it deserves to go where it should go. That's number one. Number two, first and foremost, thanks for coming on the show. I'm glad you already knew what time it was. This show was gonna be what it was, one way or the other. It was a show that needed to happen, and it's a show that I'm glad we did, because I know when we were talking about it, it was like, oh, okay, it's gonna happen, things happen, life happens, and I'm like, hey, I'm not here to fight anybody on anything, because I know I got a life. So, with me even saying at the last second, I'll come and set up the equipment, because I'm used to being I'm a mobile podcaster. Like now that my mic is like this, I can just put this little microphone in the bag, and all I carry is a stand, and everything else is in my bag.
Come on, you need help? Nah, one man band.
I'm used, hey, who else editing? Who else editing? Who else audio? Who else designing? I learned, and a lot of it was me doing it on my own. My message that I'm going to pass to the listeners, and I'm passing this to you, and it's something that I am seeing more and more. And if I've already done this as a passing message, fuck it, it's being done again. Don't sell yourself short. Don't ever feel like you're not doing enough. You're always going to feel like there's more you should be doing. But the reality is that reach of success is going to be so far out of your scope that you can reach for it all you want. Once you've achieved one thing, then you're going for your next goal. And it's one of those things, like this year, a friend of mine who I went to school with literally started a group about setting goals. When I first got into it, I was like, oh, okay, we got to set goals. All right, cool. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to try to do this. I didn't know the extent of how deep that would become until I really looked at, let me set my weekly goals. Let me set a theme for the week. This is stuff that you're doing now. You're just not doing it on paper. You don't know that you're doing it because you're looking at, I'm not doing enough and nothing is getting done. But the reality is, you're doing more than you realize. I'm just telling you the truth. You just felt it?
Yeah.
You're just doing, it's like you're doing it, but it's like you're looking at the finish line like, okay, now what? And the reality is that's nothing wrong with like feeling like you're not succeeding in what you're getting done. But if you look back and see, like sometimes it's hard for us not to do because we don't know how to do it, is just take that one moment and just look back and see what we just did. And you're like, damn, I did a lot of stuff. Because we don't think about what we've done. We look at what's coming next. So I'm passing this to you, but I'm passing this to the listeners especially as well, is don't fight yourself about your success. And if you have failure, fuck it. Like, that's life. It's not going to stop you from what you're doing. People have never, I probably have said this on the show a few times, there have been multiple times that this show was almost about to shut down because I just was like, screw it, I'm done. Tired of sitting here and recording the same dumb shit every week and nobody care. But then I realized people actually wanted to listen to what I had to say. So it took me, all right, let me take a break. Let me just take I'm probably gonna end up doing it this year. So December, if y'all don't hear from me, I'm sorry. Podcast vacation is needed. But it's helpful because you gotta mentally get that recharge to get back into what you're doing. And you're going to have that happen. So just know that that's my message I'm giving you and I'm giving the listeners. So I'm glad you stuck around for this hour. I'm glad the listeners stuck around for this hour. And I know there's more in store. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep it's a redundant statement. Tiana Taylor did it as an album cover. Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. And push for more. That's my closeout. I don't want to close you out if there's anything else you want to add, any social plugs.
Just make sure if y'all get a chance, please follow us on social media. We are on Facebook as The Grill Brothers 804. Mm-hmm. We're also on the Instagram at The Grill Brothers 804.
Right.
You can also follow myself. My name is Juno Irving Jr. You can follow me. You can also follow my brother. He's also the co-owner of the Grill Brothers. That's Robert Crenshaw III. Plug in the Kitchen Bullies. Those are my guys. We hang tight. That's James Sidnor, and that's Travis King. And also Norman Washington. He's from Spatula Gods. He also does a lot of management for like TSOs and things like that. Okay. So make sure you follow those guys as well. We got some things coming. Once again, sliders every Saturday, every Sunday. Come through for those soul rolls. And that soulful buffet. That's all I got. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, BT. Thank you.
Yeah, man. No problem, man. No, the randomness was there, but I appreciate it. And y'all know how y'all can follow me. You already know what time it is. Past BT. I almost forgot because I updated like a couple weeks ago. The Past BT, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And Snapchat, you will catch a quick vid because that way y'all can see the setup, the changes. Cheers to the Blue Yeti. Welcome, Samson Meteor. We're going to be close friends for a while, but I may be taking you back because I want my Yeti X. You just don't know it yet. So just be good to me for a couple weeks. I'm sorry. Hey, you got to be real with your mic. But all of that being said, it's been a great show. Keep continuing to listen. Next week, we're going to pray that we don't talk about Antonio Brown on the podcast, but I can't make any promises because somebody might pick him up. I don't know. I just hope not. We are a couple of weeks from basketball, so I may be doing some stories on the NBA, and y'all get to see my attempts of. All right, so is the champion coming? Is the ring coming this year? I pray. Okay. All right. Well, when I get to my preseason preview, I know who to call. Yeah, please. All right, we got that all covered, and weekly. I'll have my weekly picks updated because I did my picks for last week, but I didn't update them based on who won because I was pissed that I picked against my own damn team and they actually won. So that's some bullshit. But we ain't gonna get into that too much. We're gonna just let it be what it is and close out the show. And as always, this is The Pass, and I'm your host BT. Y'all have a good one.
Another episode is in the books. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. As I always share, if you'd like to get into podcasting, you can check out Spreaker.com. And if you're looking to invest in a microphone, or if you're looking to genuinely start with recording, I use the Blue Yeti microphone, but you may prefer to do the Samson Meteor. Just know that if it's your craft and it's something that you're meant to do it and do it well. That's my main thing to tell people about 2019. Do it and be reliable. Y'all take it easy.